13.14 to the pound, and 11.73 to the euro. Get MoneyWeb SMS updates on your cell phone while you're out of the office. To subscribe, SMS the word alert to 37780.
Thank you, Felicity. Wayne McCurrie from RMB Asset Management. Our market up strongly. Does the investment community like the election results so far, Wayne?
Who knows? But certainly the market's up strongly. Look, the election was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
So that's not really a market.
You said it was priced in, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really in the market.
Yeah.
Overseas markets yesterday did reasonably well. Our market fell quite a bit on Tuesday, so a bit of a bounce back. And I must say, this is right across the board. It's absolutely every sector just about has gone up. And there's been some quite healthy moves in the market. I mean, the heavyweight mining shares, Anglo-American up 4%, Bulletin up almost 5%. A little bit on the back of their production results and update that they gave out today. But as I said, right across the board, banking shares doing quite well as well.
You mentioned Bulletin. Now, we had a late announcement from Buchanan saying it's in talks with Bulletin. A vertical integration buyout obviously happening.
That's quite
there.
possible, yeah. I would think that must be the only outcome of any talks like this. Didn't help the Buchanan share price too much today. I mean, it was up very much in line with the market, up about 2% or 3% on the day. But it was quite interesting reading the whole chairman's statement from Buchanan. I mean, they started off saying that their first quarter production was 40% lower than the previous year. I mean, that is just massive.
But I mean, that's the market. We know that.
But they attributed that to destocking. The second quarter sales were down 15% because they reckon this destocking has now come to an end and things look significantly better than what they were when people were still not ordering because stock levels are too high. So hopefully this is an indicator, because aluminium is a total worldwide business. I mean, Buchanan is an exporter worldwide. So hopefully this is a sign that the destocking has now come a little bit to the end and the manufacturing data will start to look a little less bad.
Well, maybe they can fire up their new production facility that
they've spent billions on that new production
Let's
facility.
talk about the shareholders. The shareholders were unbundled out of the Tongaat Hewlett scenario,
yes.
And now it looks like, well, if it is Bulletin looking to buy them,
it must be.
Then what about the shareholders? Where does it leave the shareholders?
Well, look, I suppose the shareholders are going to sit back and say, am I being offered a decent price for my shares? It's not a terribly big company in relation to Bulletin. I mean, it's a 2.4 billion rand company, whereas Bulletin is a 400 billion rand market capitalization. Buchanan's had difficult times, but that's everyone has had in the sort of manufacturing type of environment, given the global situation. But you would think that. I'm certainly taking a longer term view. I mean, I wouldn't sell at the share for less than 14 rand, currently trading at 11. So we'll have to see what comes out of the talks. What offer they give, yeah.
Results out of Pick n Pay, success in Australia.
That's a big turnaround,
I mean, South African companies have generally struggled in Australia.
Well, South African companies generally have struggled everywhere outside of South Africa.
Apart from India or developing markets.
Yeah.
But they've turned Franklin's around and it's making money for them.
They've stuck with it. It's a big turnaround. I mean, it's from a loss into a profit, and they're actually quite positive in their outlook on their operations there. But generally, they've done very well all around, exactly what has been happening with the cash retailers throughout this whole downturn or recession, whatever you want to call it. Make no mistake, the market's expecting good numbers here. Hey? This is at a 15 price earnings ratio, and what that means is Pick n Pay is exactly twice as expensive as the average share on the stock market.
Okay.
So it's expecting good numbers, but they delivered on good numbers, and the market loved it and pushed the share up 7%.
We're going to check to Nick Badminton in a while. We find out how they've turned a few problem areas around within Pick n Pay. Altech results also good.
Yes.
I mean, given the sector, it is a sector that we would have expected to stagnate a little bit during a downturn, should I say? But it's done well. They've done very well.
It's done very well. Look, I mean, I actually think it's a relatively defensive type of share. The into telecommunications is the majority of their business. And people obviously still spending money there. I must say it was a very encouraging set of results that came out from them.
Okay, then Let's have a look at the platinum palladium price. We've got a report out of GFMS. They're bullish about it. They were bullish about gold. Do you agree?
Yeah. Look, I'm more bullish about platinum than gold. I think this exactly the same factors that will drive platinum up will drive gold down. In other words, the moment the world stabilizes and economic growth starts to look a little bit better and demand picks up, the platinum price will go up, but the same things will drive the gold price down, because that means there's less risk around. So I suppose GM, they've got to be bullish on resource prices. But I must say, I'm definitely in favor of platinum over gold.
Right. Well, you might wonder where Alec is. Well, he's on his way to the airport because he's going off to Omaha. Have you been to Omaha? Have you done this pilgrimage to Warren Buffett's AGM?
I don't go in the same circles as Alec.
Well, and he'll be back. He'll be coming back to South Africa to give us a feedback session on the Berkshire Hathaway AGM. As you know, he does it on a yearly basis. He goes annually to the AGM, and he's going to give us a feedback session. It's on the 8th of May. It's a 7 a.m. breakfast function at the JSE. And as I say, early in the morning, you can registration from 6:30. If you're interested, if you want to get the feedback session on the Berkshire Hathaway, and let's face it, he's known as the world's greatest investor, and he has also had some downgradings by a few of the agencies have downgraded Berkshire Hathaway. So it'll be interesting to see what Alec has got for you. Call Barbara at MoneyWeb on 082 881 0783 or email barbara@moneyweb.co.za. You're listening to the SAFM Market Update with MoneyWeb, brought to you by the Escalator Funds from Discovery Invest. Discovery is an authorized financial services provider.
If you are invested in the